Welcome to Young Republican Network. We are your hosts, Cody Baker and Jake Elko.
Hello.
So, how you guys doing today? My name's Cody. I'm a Young Republican, as Jake is too. Jake, say hi.
Sure is.
Yeah, boy. So, Ronald Reagan, dude. Daddy.
What about him?
He's daddy.
I know. Daddy kids.
Daddy kids. Alrighty, so let's get the rundown on our topics. First would be Syria attacks, then Gorsuch, and finally Sweden. So, Jake, take it away.
Alright, so about 2 days ago, Mr. Trump launched about 59 Tomahawk bombs on a Syrian military base. Rightfully so, if the government deployed that chemical bomb. And, yeah, pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, do you, the left people think it was wrong. Your thoughts?
Well, they kind of do have a point. If the government did deploy that chemical weapon bomb, then it was justified. We did the right thing.
Do we have confirmation it was them? Do you know?
Yeah. Like,
there's good evidence.
Like, since they committed a war crime, that's illegal in war to deploy chemical weapons, then we did what was right. It was a justified response to the chemical explosion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But you know how Russia and Assad are saying all about that the rebels did it, but
I think Russia's trying to cover up Syria's mistake.
Because you know how Russia's behind Assad and they're all pals.
So, do you think this could be a problem with us and Russia?
It could be, yeah, because since we're both divided on who we think should rule Syria, and it could be setting up for future events, like in the most extreme case, it could some of these events could start a second Cold War. But
yeah, some people do think a world
case.
Yeah, some people do think a World War III or some type of war will pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, I do agree. It's a definite that World War III will happen, but it's just a matter on when it will happen and how it will happen. Some say it would be with the Chinese. Some people say it's the Russians. Some people say it's the North Koreans. And a lot of people say it's America or something.
See, now the last World War, we were pulled into the war. We didn't want anything about it because we were just coming out of a depression. Am I correct?
You're referring to World War II, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were dragged into that war by the Japanese.
Them Japs.
And World War I with the Germans. We didn't join willingly. We had to join because we had to justify and
stand our ground.
Yeah, you're about to say, stand your ground.
For sure. All right, so next up, Gorsuch. He's finally in the power he was waiting for. I have to say, I knew since the nominees were out, he was gonna get the position. Because Jake, remember that transcript I gave you in school? I literally called it. I was pretty sure Gorsuch was gonna get it in. So not to toot my own horn here, but I kind of I knew it. I called it since 2 months ago. But and also the nuclear, they kind of, what is it called again? Something nuclear.
The nuclear
option.
Yeah,
nuclear option. Yeah, well, they used that. Did they use that on them? Because I knew
that.
They did. And he got out there. But liberals were filibustered, all of them. They were all they didn't want they didn't want them, even though Republicans have the majority of the House. they just didn't want Gorsuch. They're being,
Yeah, they just felt that he wasn't.
Right, I liked him. I think he's the average guy. He went to Stanford, good education, and he had, he's your normal guy, and he was a lawyer, a lot of practice. He knows a lot about the law.
Yeah, indeed, and the left thought that he was about his previous lawmaking decisions that made him unqualified to be
Mhm.
a Supreme Court justice, which it's iffy because you could interpret it both ways.
Mhm.
But I do think that he was appropriate. But how do you feel? I'm gonna ask you a question right now. How do you feel about how Obama had could have nominated a person to the Supreme Court
Mhm.
before Trump? How do you feel about that?
I'm happy he didn't, because if not, we would have probably had another Democrat, and we don't need them. We only need Republicans, and sure, it would be good to have a it would be good to have a two-sided thing, but if Republicans, I feel like us, we're more we're kind of old-fashioned, no, for the strict Republicans, no abortion, no gays, no anything. We're very old-fashioned, and I'm strictly, a good, I'd say 98% of the Republican, what you call it, the Republican thoughts I'm with, kind of 2%, but on the other, but I'm definitely Republican as it goes. And like I said, we're very old fashioned. And if we just, stick to the same things we were doing, when Reagan was around, it would be good.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. What about you?
Yeah, I do agree with some of that. To some extent, to actually most to extent, to the extent that there shouldn't be abortions.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's killing a child.
And about the gay thing,
that's on the fence.
I don't really mind.
You don't mind it?
I don't mind it. They can get married. I don't think the government should reward people based on their sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm.
It's really none of the government's business. You can't get married because you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
That's really not the government's business.
I do get where you're coming from, but the thing is, I think the sacred marriage of between a boy and a girl is just there. That's my stance on it.
Yeah, I do see that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the only thing where I think religion should come into play, that I
abortion.
think places of religion should have the right to refuse a gay marriage.
Yeah. I know the Catholic Church would not accept a gay marriage.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Nor would a synagogue, nor would a mosque. Yeah.
What's more, I don't know any, religions that would accept gay marriage.
I guess there would be, I don't know.
How do gay people get married?
Too. I don't think any of them, really, say it's okay to be gay.
Would it just be the state that would clarify them as, married?
Well, yeah, the state is,
I know, but they're the only people, not with the church and everything.
Yeah, I think, it's, you're legally married when the state tells you you're married.
But I know, but, how you go to the church and get married, and, they kind of accept you as a married couple into the church? Well, I guess they would skip that and just get married straight by the state.
Or, they could get married on the beach or in a park or something. It doesn't have to be, a place of religion.
Yes. So, yeah. That's our, that's my stance on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, next topic.
It's, talk, about the recent attacks in Sweden, like that a truck was recently hijacked and it killed about 44 people, and it's terrible. It's that these European countries are like letting this happen and just saying that, oh, this is only is the byproduct of letting in these migrants. It's like it's a necessary sacrifice for doing the greater good, which is complete ludicrous.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do agree. Yeah, that is ludicrous about the immigrants. So, they are now putting out, coming out today that there was an explosive on the truck. Did you hear about that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a homemade explosive on the truck, and,
I know about that.
Yeah, but no name that I heard of was added, but they do have a suspect in custody. You know? So, this kid this guy did have, 4 kids, I believe. Yeah, and he's 39, and, like, he was, like you said, he was an immigrant. He was a, Uzbek migrant. And, but, you know what? But what's the real question is, what, like, terroristic group, was he do you know the terroristic group that he was a part of? Because they do say this was an act of terror.
Yeah.
Do you know what would you suspect what group this would be?
The terrorist group that comes into mind first is ISIS, but
yeah, obviously
it could be Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda is not a big.
Most likely not Al-Shabaab, but it's most likely ISIS because they're the most influential now that Al Qaeda has died down.
Yeah, does Sweden have open borders?
Yeah, they do.
That's the problem. You know, if Hillary.
The EU.
Yeah, if Hillary Clinton came into play, we would have open borders and have a bigger risk of this. Do you think?
Yeah, and like she would let in a lot. Like, you know, Sweden is like the only feminist government in the world.
They're a feminist government?
Yes, and you know they're the rape capital of Europe.
Are
Did you know that?
Wow.
It's ever since that they had like the refugee crisis started, they've become the rape capital of Europe.
See, Sweden's messed up.
I know a lot of those countries are messed up. Like did you hear about that? Like Poland and Hungary didn't want to accept all these migrants, but they were forced to, and if they didn't, they would have to leave the EU. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that, but why didn't they should just drop out? Like, what was it? What country was trying to drop out of the EU? What was it again?
UK.
The UK, but they had to pay a lot of money to get out of it.
Yeah, like all the paperwork and all the time. Like,
they have I think they have a year to get out or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty heavy about the big. It's a big subject to Sweden. Very touchy because 4 people died. Do you know how many people were hurt? I think it was 15. They said.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 15 people hurt. I think some of them are out of the hospital now with minor injuries.
Oh yeah, that's good. But it's just crazy that they continue to do what they're doing right now. Just saying, oh, this.
They should stop immigration.
Yeah, they
have a hold.
Limit it.
Yeah, you know how we had a hold on it? Had a hold on all how many countries was it? What that was not allowed to come in?
Like about 7
or
9.
Yeah, or whatever the number is, they had a hold on it, and I think our terroristic acts has went down. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, I guess to some extent, yeah.
Mm.
But
Well, I should
can't
say
like jump to conclusions like.
I should say like Islamic terroristic because people in our own country on Inauguration Day, I think that would be considered a terroristic act when they had riots.
Well, riots. It would be called domestic terrorism. Like,
Yeah,
it wouldn't be like influential through like
ISIS, but
like a like a foreign terrorist group.
mm-hmm.
Like, is that like how we're describing the term terrorism? Like a foreign terrorism? Like
Yeah,
terrorist
but I'm just
organization?
saying, like a foreign terrorist, but this is just regular terrorism.
Yeah, this is domestic terrorism. Yeah. It's like it's crazy.
But why would people do that? That doesn't make sense.
They just feel that they are entitled, that they can protest the government however they want.
Like, I'm for protesting and everything, but there's a good line between protest and riot.
Yeah, there is a fine line between protest and riot.
Yeah, they think rioting is protest, and that's not the right way to do it. If you got a problem, don't block traffic. Go on the sidewalk. That's what they're made for. Don't destroy any businesses because you're destroying America because you're saying that Trump's going to destroy America. Great, protest about it on the sidewalk. And they're destroying America when they're saying Trump's going to destroy America. You know what I'm saying? That's just horrible.
Yeah, they're just contradicting what they're saying. They're saying that Trump will destroy America while they're destroying America.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they feel that they're entitled to protest however they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like what you said. They can protest, like they can hold up signs on the sidewalk and say all whatever they want.
That's just sidewalk, okay, street, get out of the way. Because then those California protesters were on that major highway blocking traffic. They get so butthurt when they get ran over. All right, I think Tennessee passed a law that any protester blocking the street way or anything like that you have the right to go through them.
Really?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, you gotta go places. Gotta be where you gotta be.
Mhm. You know, and I don't know how they find any of this right in their mind.
Yeah, like some liberals are like, hey, this isn't right, and like some of them are like this is what the American dream looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous that some liberals say that, like it's all just, and like this is what true American patriotism looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, now there's Democrats now and Democrats then is totally different, don't you think?
Yeah, to some extent.
Mm-hmm. Like, sure, the same beliefs, but the way they project themselves.
Yeah, that's what's kind of with all parties, isn't it? Like, don't you agree with like how they present themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we're the party for this, and hey, we're the party for that. It changes through the years.
Yeah, I know, but it's like a major, major change from the Democrats. Because Republicans, I can see how there is change, but Democrats, FDR was a Democrat, and he did great things. Do you agree?
Yeah, totally.
And, I think he was one of the best Democrats. If I had to vote for a Democrat, definitely be FDR. And compare him to a liberal feminist. They don't match up. They had the same, not the totally same, but one's could be classy, and the feminists are just trash. They are trash. That's what I think.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous with this third wave feminism thinking that they are like the savior of all women.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, they're hurting the image of women.
I don't
Not
know.
saying
I don't know why they're fighting for women's right when women have just the right. They already have the same amount of rights as us boys.
yeah,
You know, I don't get that. I think there is no wage gap because women do choose lower paying jobs, which is all right. But I can see how you know like there's no wage gap. I don't even have to back up my point. There is no wage gap. Do you think there is?
no, there isn't a wage gap because they only average out all jobs. They don't take an account on that. It's like what you said that women choose lower paying jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. Yeah, that's completely fine. It's like whatever you want to do, but it's not men's fault that you chose that job.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the government's fault that you chose that job. You chose that job because you wanted to do it or you wanted the money. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
They don't take account for that. They don't take an account for maternity leave, and they don't take an account for lower positions. They
Mm-hmm.
just gather all the information up and average it out, and then they get this number where like it's 77 cents to the dollar,
Mm-hmm.
which is true, but it's not true in the way that they're saying it is. They're saying that this is the average amount women get. This is the average amount that men get.
Mm-hmm.
That's true to some extent, but they're not showing that women, I repeat myself, that women choose lower paying jobs, which has nothing to do with men. Like, with men, oppressing women, which is, that in itself is false too.
Yeah.
Well, in America.
See, yeah, the wage gap, stupid. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah, guys, we'll be right back, with the show. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. So, see you at 9:35, right? Yep, 33. Sorry, 9:33. Alright, bye, guys. We'll be right back. Alright, guys, we are back. Say hi, Jake.
Hello.
Alright, so, we were talking, in the break. What should we talk about next? Next will be immigrants. What type of immigrant topic? Illegal immigration jobs. Illegal immigrants have jobs, obviously, to put food on the table. But they're not putting money into the U.S. like every legal immigrant or citizen is doing. So they're not paying taxes. And it's a big cut to a big cut of our money out the window. I think it takes $99 billion, like somewhere around that range, to have illegal immigrants here, and it would only take $10 billion to build the wall. We will talk about that next, about the wall, but right now let's stay on this topic. So, what are your thoughts about this, Jake?
About all the Mexican immigrants and the laborers. I feel that that they should, if they have a family here, right, and they're working hard for their family, and they're paying income tax through their paychecks.
But I think they can't get on payroll because they're illegal, undocumented. They don't have any paperwork to show that they're a resident.
They can still get paid, and then the government, they're cut out of the paycheck.
They don't get a paycheck. I think it's all you know how the common usage of under the table pay.
Okay.
I think that's how it works. I believe so.
Those, like the under the table people. Okay. Well, if they don't pay taxes, and they don't have a family here, then they should get deported. I'm sorry, they have a visa that's illegal. They have to stay until their visa's up. But once their visa's up, they're gone. They have to leave. And the people who are overstaying their visa.
All right, I'm trying to figure out this information for employers paying wages. Try to see here. So, try to see here. It says, in general, if employers pay wages to illegal aliens, they must withhold income tax, Social Security, and Medicare taxes in the same manner as they would for their employees who are U.S. citizen, lawful permanent residents. So, I'm not sure if they pay taxes. They don't pay taxes, but I'm not sure if they can go on payroll.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
So, if they have a family here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're working 2 to 3 jobs, they should be able to stay, but they must pay a fine and obtain citizenship. That's how I feel Trump should approach it.
Yeah.
That they should pay a fine since they came here, if they came here illegally.
See, now I say if you came here illegally, you should get deported. You can't be a nice guy about it because they're not paying taxes. Or you could give them a warning, like you're saying, you have such and so time to become a legal resident and start paying taxes. Like, let's say a year. If you do not meet the deadline, you will get deported. Let's say a month after the deadline.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good way for deportations.
Then they could get their citizenship, and then they will be able to be like real citizens. They'll be able to pay taxes. They'll be able to vote. They'll be able to get a paycheck. They would be able to
See that the paychecks, I think you need a social security number to get on payroll to get a paycheck, and they don't have that, so they can't. So I think it's all under the table. So yeah.
That's a good idea.
All right. So next up was the wall, and it's huge. All right. So what are your thoughts? I think the wall, Mexicans, the Mexico's president should pay for the wall. That's what I think. You, Jake?
Yeah, it's necessary.
They are in debt to us, I believe.
They are through foreign aid. They're in debt to us in foreign aid. They're in debt to us for housing their
illegal immigrants.
They're criminals. Like they're drug dealers. They're murderers. They're all those people.
They take a big toll on our Americans.
Yeah, because American citizens are paying for Mexico's criminals through their tax dollars, and we. Did you know that the Mexican government was handing out pamphlets how to come into the U.S. illegally?
Were they?
Yeah.
That is horrible.
I know.
That's what yeah. But, what really got me, guys, was I was in school, and they have these little, like, they're called Scholastic, and they're by what are they by? Who writes them? The New York Times. Possibly the New York Times. Not sure, but they're very biased, very left-wing. And I was saying, it said, Mexico's president, blah, 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 I forget his name, and it says, we're not paying for that wall. In quotations. And it says, Mr. Donald Trump, not President Trump, but Mr. Donald Trump has been bashing Mexicans. They didn't put illegal, but just Mexicans with his harsh words. First of all, Mexico's president did not say we're not paying for the wall. He said we're not paying for blank, the F word, for that wall. And Trump, he's stating facts, not harsh language at all. That's my take on it. You must be crazy. That's what I gotta say. About you, Jake.
Yeah, I agree. He's just stating facts. If you find facts problematic, then I don't know what to tell you. There's something wrong. Because if you're just stating facts, it's like he says. Sometimes the truth hurts.
Yep.
And if you can't handle the truth,
you can't handle the truth.
Then you can go live in your fantasy world where everything's perfect, or like where everything's all nice and all sweet.
It's not all roses.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It really is horrible how the media does, the media does, have that image of President Trump. Like, it really is horrible. Do you think they really put, like, he's the worst guy, alright? And also, I saw this, picture, and it says, Democrats went from, love Trump's hate to rape Melania and kill Donald Trump. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, like, it's
Hi, Big Cheese.
It's really, I don't get these people sometimes. Like, I just find them strange sometimes that they're all about peace one day, and that they're all about love and no hatred, and then they support some people who scream like you said, rape Melania, kill President Trump. find it really strange that these people could be so quick to change their thoughts.
It really is horrible. And they hire their protesters. That just horrible.
That makes my blood boil.
For sure.
That they have to hire protesters that they can't get like.
And they mask themselves. They say, "Oh, ISIS is just misunderstood." They look like ISIS when they're masked like that.
It's rough. Sometimes it's just a rough political system we have in America.
So yeah, guys. How long have we been doing this for, Jake?
How long?
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold up a second. About like 40 minutes.
All right. So I think we had a good run.
Oh my god. Wait, no, hold on.
What? Wait, what?
No, someone just sent me.
Hey, it's Biggie
I'm
Cheesy.
getting off topic.
All right. So you guys, that is most of the time we have today. Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thanks for listening, guys. And yeah. So Jake, say goodnight.
Alright, night.
Good night, everybody. Watch Hannity at 10. So yeah, guys. See you all tomorrow. God bless America.